Good evening, I guess, and welcome back to Week to Week. This is episode 34. My name is William.
My name's Laura.
And together we run the attachment company here in Scotland with the help of my brother Andrew. He runs our business in the USA. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a regular, welcome back. This is a series where we take you behind the scenes and show you everything it takes to run our business, from the good to the bad to the exciting to the boring. There's an open, honest look at what's involved in our business, the attachment company. It is Monday, not morning, it's Monday evening, it's 20 past 6. We are still in the office where we've been all afternoon, all day. Got quite a bit done, nothing terribly exciting to show you, hence why I'm filming this intro at nearly 6:30. But we worked through some orders this morning, a couple of things to pack tomorrow morning, a couple of orders sorted for hopefully later in the week that we can show you, and we've been doing some prep for Scotland, which is the next big or last, hopefully big, exhibition of the year, which is at the end of next month. 4 weeks. The end of this week it'll be 4 weeks. 4 weeks on Friday? Thursday.
Well, Setups Thursday.
Setups Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
The show's Friday, Saturday.
The show's Friday, Saturday. We'll put the details here right over the top of Laura.
Be an improvement.
It will not be an improvement. Feel free to come see us at that. What else has been on today?
We've just been in here. That's it.
I told you, we'll show you the exciting, we'll show you the boring.
But nothing exciting.
This is the boring, it's a full office day.
Yeah.
I've also done a little bit more work on the AttachWorx brand. I'll show you around that later on this week. I don't think at the moment we have too much terribly exciting that's planned anyway to show you this week, so I'll hopefully go into some more detail on that at the end of this week. But otherwise, that's us for Monday. I think you got anything else to add?
I don't think so, no.
Nope, that's us for Monday. Tuesday morning, we're back in the warehouse, packing up one little order to go out this morning. It's a 250mm S4 auger. That's pretty much ready to go. I'm going to strap it to the pallet, wrap it up just now. That's the only order going out this morning. I also, on the back of us talking about AttachWorx yesterday, unpacked some marketing materials for Scotland, some flags with the AttachWorx logo on. They look really, really good. I'm happy with them. Big thanks to Laura for getting them sorted. As I say, I'll go into more information on that later on in the week. We are expecting a container order in some point later on this week, so hopefully that arrives this week, and then I can talk you through a bit more detail on the AttachWorx brand. That's this morning's order ready to go. Next in the plan, I need to go to the welders. Let me show you why. So the end of last week, if you watched last week's episode, you'll have seen me unpacking a breaker, a GBN 70 TL breaker, and taking off the top plate. That's because we need it for an order. However, an S45 bracket is not the best fit on that plate. That breaker is going as part of a bigger order to a customer. They're getting a road planer and 2 breakers. The planer and the big breaker are on S45. I'll put the S45, the S-type dimensions in here, because it's going under an Encon with an S-type hitch. However, you can see the bracket is a little bit too big for the base plate, so I'm going to get that over to the welders this morning, see what solutions they've got for making that fit. Then we'll also need to make a bracket for the planer when it turns up, and then the little breaker. But that'll keep us busy for this morning. A couple of customer and supplier phone calls to make just now. Then we'll shoot to the welders, and then we'll see what's on for this afternoon. Check the weather out this morning. Alright, if you've been paying attention to the dates, it is now Friday morning. We're back in the warehouse. I've been making these week-to-week videos for probably 6 months now. And this is the first week that I've got to Friday and I'm thinking I haven't really filmed much. However, there has been reasons for that. I missed the majority of the workday Wednesday for a family funeral, sadly. So that was Wednesday done. Yesterday, the majority of the day was in the office. It makes really boring filming for you, so I just tend to not bother. However, I did go over to the welders. Shout out to Grant for finishing off this bracket, an S45 bracket for the GBN 70 that we unpacked the plate off the other day. I'll get some paint on that this morning. That'll be ready to go out as part of a bigger order next week. We have taken quite a few orders over the last few days, but nothing that's specifically ready to go out today. And it is Easter Friday. It is a holiday here in Scotland and the UK, so there's no freight on today or Monday. So between the weekend and today, the weekend and Monday, we'll get some of those orders ready to go. We've got one for a G-rake that's sitting outside. We've got the bracket for this big breaker. When I was picking that up, I dropped some other parts off for a small breaker for the same order. We've got them both to get ready. We have an order for, if you watched a few weeks ago, we had an 8000 max Auger Torque on a Takeuchi TD219. Customers bought a brand new 219 and we've to supply the exact same setup. We've also got an Insight, Auger Torque Insight data logger and alignment monitor. That's to be fitted on the same setup, so we'll need to do that. What else has been on? Been to HydroQuip yesterday as well. Picked up a couple of sets of hoses and we made a decision on buying our own hose kit. If you've watched the last few weeks, probably a couple of weeks ago I spoke about it, about buying our own equipment to make hoses. I've pulled the trigger on that. As soon as that turns up, I will show you, of course. I'll talk you through the decision. Otherwise, that's us pretty much up to date. I'll try and get some more exciting things to show you this afternoon and over the weekend. I also promised you at the start of this week we would cover the AttachWorx brand in some more detail. So let's do it. So AttachWorx is our own brand here at the Attachment Company. It's a project we have been working on for the last 6 months. And it's something that we're really excited to keep developing, keep growing and showing you the whole process throughout, start to finish, the behind the scenes, the good points, the bad points, and what it takes to create a brand like this and a range of attachments. So the idea behind starting our own brand was to give a cohesive look to a range of products that we don't currently stock and we don't currently sell. So it won't affect anything we're doing at the moment. It's supplementary to what we carry, to the products we stock. We won't be replacing any of the brands and the main brands that we stock at the moment. But the idea was for where we want to create some products of our own, maybe a line of buckets or skid steer attachments, whatever, that AttachWorx will be the brand for that. We also wanted a brand that was universal to the UK and to the US. As you know, if you're watching this video on the week to week, we mainly focus, because it's me that's doing the majority of the filming here in the UK, on the UK market, but we needed a brand that would cover both markets, that would supplement the Attachment Company, but would be a container, if you like, and a brand for all those extra attachments that allow us to increase the range of products that we stock and sell, and ultimately create something and a brand that belongs to us. How did we come up with the name? So as you know, obviously you watch these videos, the Attachment Company is run by my fiancée Laura, my brother Andrew and myself. Laura and I are here in the UK, Andrew's in the US. So when we're coming up with a brand name, Andrew and I especially are not terribly creative. Laura's the creative one out of all of us. So we're going back and forth with names. And again, the whole point was to show you and try and document the whole process, kind of start to whatever the finish looks like. And one of the first things in that was the name. So we came up with ideas, and there was a load of ideas, a load of good ones, bad ones, ones in between. So then we figured if it's something we're going to share with you, why not let you pick the name? So if you follow us on TikTok, this was something we done 4, maybe 6 months ago. When it came to it, I picked a name option that I liked, Andrew picked one he liked, and Laura picked one that she liked. I now can't remember the 3 options, but ultimately we put them to a viewer vote on our TikTok channel. and AttachWorx was the winner. I really like it. It was not my suggestion, but I really like it. It has the added bonus of being obviously Andrew and myself's initials, A and W. I think it looks really, really good. I think it encompasses everything we want it to do, and it allows us room to expand. It's fairly generic. It says what we want it to say, but it also allows us to do a bunch of things within that. So that's kind of where the name came from. The logo is all Laura's doing. Again, there was some vote in that. We came up with 3 different colour schemes, and we had you vote on the colour schemes that we liked, and then Laura designed the logo. Again, I think it looks really, really good. I think if we can use that in a lot of different ways. We've taken the AW, we've used that. Hopefully I can put some product pictures in here. We've used that as the kind of main logo, and then we've tried to take that colour scheme through everything as well. So I really, really like it. Let me know what you think in the comments on the logo. Yes, I, myself, Laura and Andrew are the 3 main ones involved in the whole process. And again, the whole idea was to document everything. This might be, we're recording this obviously fairly early stages. This hopefully is a big success for us, but also may not be, but that's the whole idea and what I want to share with you. Again, start to wherever the finish looks like, tell you the whole story, tell you, obviously have you involved in the name and the branding, what it looks like, how it feels, what it means to you, what it means to us, what the products are, how they're made, why they're made, and just talk through all the decisions we've made that really affect the brand and ultimately affect the product. So yes, I'll be involved in the whole process, and hopefully we can involve you in the whole process as well. I had hoped, and I was fully expecting, a container of AttachWorx products to be here this week, and I could have showed you around some of them, which would have been great for this video. However, that being what it is, they are not here. So what will we sell to begin with? AttachWorx, the idea for it was to allow us to do some skid steer products for the USA and to do some S-type Scandinavian tilt rotator specific products for the UK. So that being, as I said, skid steer buckets, root rakes, rake buckets, grapple buckets, etc. And in the UK being our S-type buckets, tilt buckets, asphalt cutters, grading beams, and everything kind of associated to that, ripper teeth, etc. That's where we're starting. We have to start somewhere. We do not have the resources to go and create a whole line of 30 products, but hopefully it's something we can build up with your feedback as well over time, add more products, add more designs, and just keep improving and keep adding more attachments. So the whole idea for AttachWorx was to be a supplement and to become a part of the attachment company, if you like. I have no plans as it stands at the moment to leave what we're doing here at the attachment company to do the AttachWorx. I see them both running together. At the moment, AttachWorx will be a direct-to-consumer brand. We'll either make the products or we'll get them made. We warehouse them, we'll market them, and we'll ultimately ship them to you. We may have dealers down the line. We'll see how that goes, but that is the plan at the moment. But no, I have no plans to leave what we're doing here. It is not us stopping what we're doing and starting something else. It's starting something to grow it up alongside what we already have built. So this is something that I can cover in more detail in future episodes. But if you have watched back in September time, I was in India at a bucket factory, an attachment factory actually, and that is exactly why. We're looking at designs for our buckets, we're looking at their processes, how they manufacture, and if they could be a good partner for us for the AttachWorx brand. And that's exactly how we plan to start at the moment. Our whole idea behind this is transparency. We would love to make our products locally in the UK and in the US, and I can go into more depth on why that's not possible for us at the moment and what the advantages and disadvantages of outsourcing our manufacturing are. However, at the moment, I would like to be completely open and honest about everything that we do here. If we make products abroad, if we make them in India, if we make them anywhere else, I'm more than happy to show you that and discuss why we do that and why we think that's the best option. But ultimately, quality and design and price point are our 3 main things that we have to focus on. Again, I would love to make them locally. That's just not sustainable for us at the moment. So can we provide good design, good quality attachments with proper materials at the right price point by outsourcing and showing you all the process in between, then that is the way we are choosing to go at the moment. Again, that's something that we may review in the future, and we may look to build some attachments locally that are unique to each market. That's fluid, that can change, and that's the whole point in having these discussions and showing you what we are actually planning to do and the options that we've got around building our products, designing and manufacturing. So hopefully that's answered some questions. If you have any other questions, please leave them in the comments down below. This is something that I'll try and include now that we're starting to get products moving. It's something that I'll try and include in future episodes and keep you updated. In the meantime, if you want completely real up-to-date information on AttachWorx, go look at the AttachWorx TikTok channel. We're discussing things all the time over there. If you have a quick question you want an answer on, leave it there. I'm more than happy to discuss it. Nothing is off limits. As I said, we're all about transparency. We're all about showing you what it takes to do something like this and what's involved in making attachments that ultimately you are hopefully going to use in the future. So unfortunately, as I said, I would love to have shown you some attachments here in the UK. We are, fingers crossed, they will be here next week. That is, the plan was for them to be here this week, but that's not happened. And with it being Easter weekend, it's probably going to be into the middle of next week. However, we do have products on the ground in our warehouse in Denver. Those being primarily skid steer attachments, skid steer buckets and stump buckets. So they're there in Denver. They've been getting some of them out to customers. And again, it's just about building up our range and our stock when we have the necessary means to be able to do so. And then obviously offering that out to you. All the AttachWorx information will be on the AttachWorx website. That's attachworx.com, attachworx.com. I'll put it here so you can see. Go over there, look through our range of attachments. Again, any of our social medias on here on YouTube, on our TikTok channels, on our Facebook, all the social medias, you'll keep up to date with everything that we've got going on and what we've got available. Alright, Saturday, we're back in the warehouse, just getting a couple of things tidied up, a couple of attachments looked out for next week. First up, little Cangiani flail. There's a G-rake I brought in and a hedge trimmer. They're all for orders next week. I will of course show you them in next week's episode. I'm just getting them in just now, working out what we need to get ready for next week. Other than that, I would have loved to have shown you more action this week. But again, the whole point in this series is to show you what it really takes and what it's really like to run a business like ours. One thing before we finish this week's episode that I was torn about sharing with you, but when I think about it, there's no point in me coming on here and pretending everything's rosy and we don't get issues, because we sell machinery and we work in construction. We ultimately get issues, and I can't come on here and just share the good points without sharing the bad points. So, as I mentioned, Wednesday, I never got a whole lot done in here, for personal reasons, of course. However, we did have one pretty big issue to deal with. I'll put the picture in here, but that is the GBN 140 TL breaker that we supplied last week before last. Went to work, done a couple of days work. As you can see there, broke the chisel. I don't have the chisel back yet to determine what's happened with it. It's broke. It is what it is. I can't comment on what's caused it yet. If it's been the material, if it's been the operator, I don't know. I wasn't on site and I haven't got the bits back yet. However, as I think I said the other week there, it was a local customer, so we have another breaker that we bought in for stock at the same time. And this was all part of it. They were slightly worried about would they get backup and would we get parts if they had any issues. So we had another breaker. I bought two at the time, one for stock and one for that order. So took the tool out of the one I'm pointing to because it's behind the camera here. Took that over to them, they fitted that, they're back to work with it. It is what it is. It's something that, if I'm really honest with you, I still struggle with. I know I've been in construction, plant hire machinery for 10 or a dozen years now. I should be adjusted and fine with breakdowns, but I'm just not. I hate thinking that it's let the customer down. I hate thinking that the customer feels like we've supplied them a subpar product, and it just really bites at me. And to be honest, even that was Wednesday evening, I carried that all day Thursday and all day Friday, and I was thinking about it and what could we have done different, and could we have had more parts here, and could we have been to site to fix. I care about providing a good service, and if something breaks, I do take it quite personally, but all we can do realistically is be there to support the product, be there with parts, and do our best. And also ask for the same from our manufacturers, who I will say GB have been excellent with that. As much as we're trying to keep stock, they keep a load of stock in the Netherlands. As much as the product's built in Korea, they keep all their European stock in the Netherlands, so anything that we need, we can get fairly quickly. But yeah, I figured I may as well share the bad and the good with you. So, on that cheery note, it is Easter weekend, it is Saturday afternoon. I'm about done for the week. Again, apologies, it wasn't the most action-packed for you watching, but it is what it is. If you've made it all the way to the end of this week's video, I thoroughly appreciate your patience and you clicking on the channel and on this video. If you have any feedback, if anything you want me to cover in future episodes, leave me a comment in the description down below. And yeah, when you're down there, hit subscribe, hit like, let us know what you think of the episode, and I'll see you next week. Cheers!